sugar-free root beer is alpha. Joe from Passion Unchained here to help you get your online dating life on fleek, as the kids say. Cheers. Today I'm going to talk about some really bad advice and what to replace it with. A lot of people in the dating industry who get a lot of money from their clients, who don't know any better because they're trying to learn, talk about being alpha. And if you're not being alpha, then you're a beta cuck, and you are going to fail with women. And alpha means everything from going to the gym to cutting in line to, I don't know, fuck it, everything pretty much. And it kind of sucks. And it sucks in a lot of ways. It sucks because guys are getting weird advice that doesn't make any sense, and they don't know how to apply it. Understandably so. I'm here to save you from that and replace that for you. When it comes to being alpha, what does that actually mean? Because the thing is, if you were actually alpha, would you be worried about whether you were being alpha or not? Like, alpha is not a checklist. There's a thing that I think about a lot. I don't think about being alpha, but it's similar in a way because I think it's what people are trying to do. If you're so worried about being alpha and not being beta, then this is probably what you're trying to do, but you're missing the mark a little bit because you probably had bad teachers, and it's not your fault. The thing I think about is so instead of am I alpha or not, I think of am I respecting myself or not? In this moment, am I standing up for myself or not? Am I respecting my needs? Am I respecting my boundaries? Am I respecting my values? If the answer is yes, great. For instance, there's a girl that I was seeing, I still am seeing, and there was a weekend where we had something planned for Sunday. Penciled in, not exactly like scheduled, but I wanted to know by Saturday if she was going to see me. She didn't let me know by Saturday. I think I might have followed up. I followed up Sunday, and she let me know a few hours beforehand that she was still feeling a little sick and she wouldn't be available. And I'm like, no problem. That's fine. Like, you can be sick, and we don't have to do this today because we didn't plan for it. But in the future, I'd really like if you communicate with me and gave me some time so I could plan things, because I'm a little bit of a planner. I like to know what's going on a little bit beforehand. Type A personality. I like to be in control. And I just like to plan things. And she didn't allow me to because she didn't give me much notice. And so I was like, hey, it's important to me. I kind of felt like I was out of the loop. Please keep me informed next time. And she was like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll keep you informed. And she's been great about that since. That is something I like to think about a lot, because and a person that is worried about being alpha or beta would say that's a beta thing to do because you showed her that you care. You showed her that you care about whether she sees you or not. Of course I fucking care about whether she sees me or not. That's the thing. It's like one of the horrible things with alpha being alpha is it shows you like you can't care about what a woman thinks or feels or whether she sees you or not. Of course you're going to fucking care if a girl sees you or not. Like, otherwise you wouldn't have asked her out on a date. Like, do you not want to see her? That's the fucking stupid thing. Yes, you're going to be okay if she doesn't. I'm not saying that. That's extremely important. You will be fine if she flakes on you. But you still care about whether she sees you or not. Like, you're going to be a little disappointed if she flakes, right? Otherwise, why the fuck would you ask her out? Like, you wouldn't ask her out because you don't give a shit whether she sees you or not. You ask her out because you want her to see you. You want to sleep with her. That's why you want to see her. So it's like, it's weird, this alpha thing where it's like, on one side it's like, yes, I like girls are sexy, but on the other side it's like, I can't show them that I like them because then I'm being beta. It's like, are you fucking serious? What the hell's going on here? It's this weird dichotomy where you're constantly of two minds about everything, and that's why it's one of the most manipulative things you can do. It's one of the easiest ways to justify being manipulative if you believe you have to be alpha and not show your desire for a woman. Women want to be desired. Women want to feel like you want them. It's a lot that goes into that. So instead of asking yourself if you're alpha or beta in any moment, ask yourself, are you respecting yourself? And that covers everything. Something that people call beta is like if somebody cuts them in line, they don't do anything. Well, instead of like, am I alpha or beta, being like, am I respecting myself? Because in that moment, you're respecting yourself. Be like, hey, sir, there's a line here. Please go to the back of the line, like everybody else did. That would be you respecting yourself, and somebody else would say that's alpha. I don't like the alpha-beta dichotomy, though, because it brings in a lot of other actions that aren't really helpful to you, like being overly aggressive when you don't need to be. If you're asking yourself whether you're alpha or beta all the time, you might choose alpha, which usually means being aggressive, which is needed sometimes, but sometimes respecting yourself means not engaging. Like if somebody who's double my size comes up to me and I'm at the bar and he's like, that's my seat, takes it up from under me and sits on it. Me being alpha would be like, fuck you, punch him in the face, take the seat back. But the thing is, if he's double my size, that's not a smart move. Me respecting myself would be like, you know what? That's a shitty thing this person did. I'm going to have a good night anyway. And in me having a good night, that doesn't involve me being punched in the face with 2 times the force of my punch. Like I don't want to go to the hospital today. I don't want to get a concussion today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the girl I'm with, I'm going to go to a different bar, and I'm going to let it go. And that's still you respecting yourself. You're being a strong person because you've decided that you're going to do what it takes to have a good night. And if that means go to a different bar, that's great. But that's not alpha. Somebody else would say that's beta. And that's fucked up because it's stupid to put yourself in situations that you don't need to be put into. Another thing that somebody would call beta, but I think is respecting yourself, is a girl comes over and she's late, and like maybe she's like 15 minutes late to a date, and that bothers you. That would bother me. A person if I respected myself, I'd be like, hey, like you're a little late. What happened? You'd be like, oh, traffic. I'm like, well, next time, please plan for traffic. It's important to me that the girls I see are on time. And I've had this happen before, and then always she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then she plans better next time. That's always what happens. And then I think once or twice she like bitched a fit, and then I ended the date right there, because it's like if me telling you I'm annoyed that you're going to be late, and then you acting like you're entitled to be late without any excuses, then we're not right for each other, because being on time is important for me. But somebody who cares about being alpha and beta would be like, not everybody, because some people would say what I did would be alpha, but a lot of people would say, you can't care whether she's late or not because that shows that you care about her. It's like, that's not really that's not it. And there's a deeper thing that I'll just mention here, and then I think I'll end the video because it's going on a bit long. But one of the things that people talk about when they're alpha is you can't show that you care, or that you can't show that you like a girl. What they're trying to do, I think Mark Manson hits this on the head. They're missing the point, but they're sort of close-ish. You don't want to be invested in a girl. Invested means a person who's overly invested in a girl is somebody who's like, if she flakes, like it ruins your whole week. Like, sure, it could ruin that evening, understandably, because it's disappointing. It's like you're really excited to go to this place that you go, like this restaurant that you go to every single birthday, and then the restaurant closes down. Like, you're gonna be disappointed. It could ruin your birthday. Like, you thought you were excited to go, and then when you got there, you realize it was closed permanently. It's like, yeah, I would be disappointed as fuck. It's not exactly that intense when you get flaked, but like at first it feels that way. But the point is, like, yeah, it's going to suck because you care. But if you're overly invested, it like might break your whole week, and like you'd be like, oh, like I'm not attractive. This girl flaked on me, so I'm not attractive. I'm horrible, and you go to a spiral. Some people do when girls flake on them, and that's why a lot of guys don't date a lot, because a lot of girls flake, and that like some guys can't handle that because they're too invested. That's what you want to avoid. But in me telling a girl I'm excited, I literally told a girl that I'm seeing today that I'm excited to see her. I'm actually leaving for the date very shortly. And if she doesn't show up, I'll be fine. So like that's the key, is like you can show a girl you care about her. In fact, you showing a girl you care about her shows her that you're less invested in her because you're not worried about what she thinks about you. You're willing to be honest about your excitement. And that is something that most guys, or not most, I would say probably over half, not like 75%, maybe like 55 or 60% of guys, they don't show their excitement because they think that that's beta, and that's fucking stupid. You respecting yourself is you showing her that you're excited, and that also makes her able to show you that she's excited because she's like, well, I don't have to feel like a doofus because I said I'm excited, then this guy's like, okay, cool. Like, girls don't want to feel like they've been hoodwinked. And if you don't show your excitement, she's not going to want to show hers because then she feels like she's the only one sharing her excitement. And that feels very isolating, just like it would feel isolating for you if you did that. So I might do another video on that. I kind of rambled at the end here, but I think it's all helpful. I will give you a critique of your Tinder profile. Go to the link below, schedule a call with me, and we will critique your Tinder profile, and I'll show you how I can improve it if you like. Also, that's free, by the way. Also, subscribe on YouTube if you want that. If you want my pretty mug and my fashion sense. I got a fashion consult from Radical. Shout out to Radical. Had him on my podcast, Radical Improvement YouTube channel. Check out our interview. He also had me on his podcast where I talk about Tinder photos and stuff. And I got my black jeans, Radical. I haven't showed you those yet, but I'll show them to you soon anyway. But yeah, ciao, and until next time, bye.